Howdo and welcome back to day 2 of the 2021 Brewdog Advent Calendar, and it is day 2. I decided not to do a second video yesterday, and I don't think I will be doing a second video today because this is a 6.3% West Coast IPA called Puppet Master. So let's open it and see what it looks like. Been nicely chilled just out here. With the weather at the moment, you don't need a fridge, hence I've got about 4 layers on. Just clean the glass and there it is. So it's 6.5%. it's a 440ml can, so that's good. Yesterday's was just 330ml. Okay, it's hazy. It's like a lager colour. So it's like a light gold straw coloured beer. Nice thick frothy pure white head. Okay, the aroma. It's not overly aromatic. There is definitely some citrus in there. That's a citra hop, you can just smell it. Lemony, maybe some stone fruit like peach, mango. A little bit of a malt flavour coming through. Sorry, not flavour, aroma. Yeah, there's a little bit of malt in there too, which is surprising. I thought it would have just been hops, you know, with being a West Coast IPA. But it smells nice though. Very fruity and juicy. Right. So it looks nice. Bit of a haze. Smells nice, but what does it taste like? Let's dive in. Well, there's some malt there. Some nice malt, not too sweet, more sort of biscuity, maybe a bit sort of white breadish. There's a little bit of bitterness there, a little bit of like a grapefruity sharpness. There's also a smoothness to this beer. The malt, it's very smooth and sort of creamy almost. Carbonation, it's very, very fine. There's like bits in it and they're just moving up, but it's not overly carb. Mid palate is when you're getting the hop and the fruit. A little bit of pininess maybe. But the fruits are following the nose, so it's like tropical fruit. Maybe a bit of pineapple in there, but there's definitely like stone fruit, so your mango, that sort of thing. Semi-dry finish. I would have liked this to have been drier. And bitterness there's virtually none. There's no sort of lasting bitterness in the in the back of the mouth. The bitterness that you're getting is from that sort of grapefruit, that sharp grapefruity flavour from the hop. Doesn't taste like 6.5%, which could be dangerous. You could easily have 2 or 3 of these. 4 of these, in which case you could be in trouble. But to be honest, I'm a bit, when it said West Coast IPA, I thought, oh great, it's going to be a hot bomb, it's going to be a bitter bomb. but it's not. It's actually, it's got all the component parts. It's just like, well, from a hop perspective, it's just like they've all been subdued a little. It's as if, how can I explain it? The impression I'm getting, it's as if some guys on the west coast of America, in Seattle or San Francisco or somewhere like that, decided to make with their ingredients, their American hops and malts, to make like an English style IPA, or vice versa. Someone in the UK wanted to make an English style IPA, but you know what, lads, let's make it with a lot of American hops, but not too much. It's too. I was expecting a much hoppier, bitter beer. In fact, I was expecting some bitterness. There's really no bitterness to this at all. I was expecting a lot of bitterness, a lot of fruity flavours, almost to the point that they overpowered the malt, whereas you can still taste the malt in this. There's a nice malt backbone. In fact, I can still taste the malt now. The hops have nearly all gone, but I can still taste the sweetness from that malt. So yeah, it's almost like an English IPA version of a West Coast IPA, if that makes sense. Everything's just been toned down a little, except for the malt. But it's a pleasant beer, don't get me wrong. And yes, I would drink, if it wasn't 6.5%, if it was say 5%, I think this would be a nice sort of sessionable beer. 4.5%, 5%. I think this would be a nice sessionable beer, and in a sense that sort of like rings alarm bells for me, because if this had been the beer I thought it would have been, I wouldn't. Just one would have been enough. It would be too bitter, it would be too hoppy, a bit like the Kvike IPA. Someone was asking me about that actually on the video in a comment today, and it brought that memory back. Yeah, the Kvike IPA, really nice bitterness up front, 50 odd IBU. That's what I was expecting from this, but it's not. I think the IBUs are probably actually quite low, but you've just got that sharp grapefruitiness that's giving you the impression that it's more bitter than it actually is. I think if you was to take that out, you'd probably just have a bog standard beer, to be honest. I think it's that grapefruit, that zing that it gives, is just lifting it a little bit. They've brewed this too high. It shouldn't be 6.5%. This would be a nice session beer at about 5%, and I would be perfectly happy to knock these back. On a nice summer's day, it's more suited I think to summer because of all those nice fruitiness, the juiciness of it. Yeah, sat in the garden, you know, your feet up, nice summer's day, just knock 2 or 3 of these back, 4 maybe. No problem at all, no problem at all. So it's a nice beer, it's just a bit meh, if you know what I mean. It's just a bit average, a bit normal. Okay, so that's it. Brewdogs Puppet Master. I don't know what it sells for in the shops. I haven't seen it, I don't think, in the shops. Obviously, I've got it as part of this box of 24, which I got at a discount, by the way. So it's actually worked out not too bad. Each beer comes in at under £2, I think it is. Which for Brewdog is really good, or maybe it's just above £2, I forget, because usually, especially a 440ml can of Brewdog usually sells for about £3 now in the UK, £3.50. So yeah, for the price I've probably paid for it, if you take it as an individual can, it's an okay beer. But If I saw it in the shop next week, would I say, oh, Puppet Master, let's buy one? No, I probably wouldn't. It's just an average beer. Right, and I don't think it's really a West Coast IPA. I would just call it like an American Pale Ale. I think that better describes it. Right, well, thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure, and of course tomorrow we're going to do day 3. Don't know what it is, but we'll find out, and I'll see you again then in the next video. Bye bye for now.